Hello, group members. Really quick, I'm going to check my input. Input microphone is working good, and my output to the mic is working. To the speakers is working good. I'm gonna click OK. I'm back at the group, and let's see. We have our playlist at YouTube. It's on the group. Just click on Files, How to Build Your R Website Online Store. It will give you the link to the playlist. Here is the playlist, and we have all the steps we have done so far. I had to update after we installed the plugins and we created the menu and all that. I had to update the Aveda theme to the latest update, and I also have to update the Aveda theme that came out prior to 5.0, meaning it came out on 2016 and not the new one. Apparently there was a bug. Anyways, I got the PHP code and it's working fine. So if you have the Aveda theme, it should be working fine whether you bought it a year ago or yesterday. So we are going to go to the group. Here is the page of the group. Under Files, you have some documents you can go over. So we are working on this slider. At least that's the next step. We already created the slider, meaning the size of the slider. We haven't adjusted the padding at the top. We need to pull the slider up. It's not gonna be a very thick slider. We don't want it to take too long to load, and this image here is just a sample. Now you should have the pop-up working by now. You should have the sharing buttons working by now. The main menu and the secondary menu should be working. Any problems, please send me an email or leave me a comment, and I'll try to reply as soon as I can, as I get too much email and I get a lot of comments, so it takes me a while sometimes to get back to people. So to build the slider, you're gonna need images, and to edit those images you're gonna need Photoshop. Now if you can get Photoshop, I believe it only costs $9.99. I have the entire cloud, and I have the entire cloud package, which can save you if you want to get into web developing and you want to get Adobe Dreamweaver and also Illustrator and InDesign. You can do other things like mockups and some graphics on Illustrator, like vector graphics, and you can also design a website layout on Photoshop or Illustrator. And then with Dreamweaver you can create websites there too. So I have Photoshop open, and the first thing I want to show you guys is you're gonna have to work on your images. So I'm gonna open a file. Let me reopen it. I thought it was opened, and I'm gonna open a portfolio. I'm gonna open a portfolio of limited edition, and this is to illustrate that all your artwork has to be in terms of color vibrance, brightness and contrast, has to be pretty much even. Everything has to look like in the same frequency, because you don't want some pictures looking too pale and others looking too bright or too dark. You get the idea. People will think that some paintings are not finished and the others are. This happens a lot when you go to an art gallery and you take your work there, and if all the paintings don't look like they were painted in the same, with the same materials, using the same steps, they look like different styles or that they were not finished. Now I have here two thumbnails that I'm not loading up properly, but what I need for this slider is 15 images. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm gonna probably pick some of the other ones that I don't like as much, but I have 15 images, so get 15 images. Then I'm gonna show you guys, if you have your artwork and you need to photograph your artwork, you're gonna have to do that, and I suggest you get an HD camera, a DSLR camera, and I'm gonna show you here how to work with a picture that you photographed. Okay, so I'm gonna pull an image. Let me see if I remember. Actually no, I have it right here, photography. Okay, I'm gonna pull an image like this one, and I'm gonna pull another image. Okay, I can use this one. I'm gonna use this one, or I could use that one. Let me see here. I'm gonna use this one. Actually, I won't use this one because it has a frame. I didn't notice the frame. Okay, this one doesn't have a frame. Okay, so the way this works is, if you have a painting on a canvas, this was done on a canvas. As you can see, we have a light source in the right and a light source in the left. The camera should be in the center. The lens should be pointing at the center, and it should be at the same height. The height of the camera on the tripod should be in the center. Now you want to take the picture without a flash, with no zoom. So you're gonna get the camera as close as you can to the picture, and you're gonna try to fit the entire painting as close as you can to the edge. And once you have that, if you have those automatic cables that you set up to the camera so you don't have to squeeze the trigger, you can use one of those. It's for remote shooting. That way when you take the picture, you don't want to touch the camera because it might move. So you want it to be as sharp as you can. Obviously this picture it's okay. I think this one came out better, and this one is pastel on paper. So you notice the tape. I'm gonna zoom in here. The tape is barely at the corners. Okay, so try to keep as the minimum just to hold the piece. Okay, just to hold the piece, a minimum of tape, and get the camera as close as you can. Light in both sides, like a floodlight, like a 100-watt or something. You can watch a video on photography for art on YouTube, but you can send me an email. So I'm going to show you how to crop this. Now the idea is that all your work should look eventually like something like this. All your paintings were photographed. This is the painting we're taking a look now. I'm gonna get these pictures a little bit bigger. And there we go. And here we have the painting. Of course, we did a few adjustments to the light, the brightness, and the contrast. And all the pictures go through a process for publishing to make them look better for print. These are for limited edition prints with a high-end printer, 9-color process, so it can print any color. Now, if you're selling the original, do a minimum of brightness and contrast. Of course, the price for originals go up. The price for an original is not going to be the same for a limited edition, but I'm going to show you really quick how to crop this properly. You want to throw with Photoshop some guidelines like this. Okay, and then you want to crop this picture. Now, if you notice the corners, you gotta watch the corners. Some of the corners are kind of off because the lens is round inside. It's a round lens. It has a cut, so it kind of distorts the image. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna make these guidelines, and we are going to edit the image. We're gonna do what they call an image transform. We are going to try to make sure that all the corners are inside the boxes. And if you can see in this corner, the painting is not inside the cropping lines, okay? So I'm gonna make the cropping lines just to the edge. I'm gonna check this one is in, but it's not in here, and here is kind of right to the edge. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna select the entire thing, select all. We're gonna do an image transform, distort, and we're gonna move this corner up so you can get the idea what's going on here. So you can see the image has moved up, so now it's not, you don't want to get the tape inside the picture, and you want to try to get as much of the pictures as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're gonna lose a little bit of the top. Just try to get it as close as you can, as you have the entire picture inside the corner. It's okay if in the center is kind of wobbly, or I guess it's kind of looks like the painting came out of the frame, but that's a curve. Here you can see the curve of the lens that created. Even if I try to shrink it down, it might work, but on the other corner it messes up the other corner. So let's try the angle. Alright, the painting is in. It has to be as close as possible. Here is in. We don't have a problem there. It's okay if you lose a little bit of the sides. That's not a big deal. Here the painting is, the edge is inside the frame. So here we have to fix this here. A little bit to the left. That's good. I'm gonna apply, and now I'm gonna crop it. The crop lines are gonna go on top of the guidelines we made. That's why they're there, and we know the image fits inside the guidelines, so everything is gonna go away, and nothing and it should be edge to edge, a clean cut around the picture. I'm gonna rotate this. Oop, I meant counterclockwise. Let me step back. And there is a picture. So you need to get your artwork looking like this. Try to get the light right. If you don't have lights, you can take the pictures outside on a cloudy day. Don't use direct sunlight. A cloudy day works the best. Take them outside. That light is good for pictures. So same thing applies if you do it on canvas. You don't have the tape to worry about, so you're gonna make the guidelines and then crop the image, and you can watch the steps for this picture and apply that to all the images. I'm gonna pause this video to get ready with the next step, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So at the side right now I have a banner, and the size is 1240 by 350. It's a slider. Now I look for some images for galleries, and I found this that can be, actually you would have to double it to get that size, and you can look around. I also found this. Now I was looking for something with lights. Okay, I like these. They're clean and bright, perfect for to put some artwork with bright colors. But I don't like them very much because they look kind of flat. Now on my other website, the Cavallo Gallery, I have this background image that has some lines here in the middle, sort of like the wall is turning, and I like this. I made this image. I don't have the original, so what I have to do is I'm gonna use this image. I'm gonna change the artwork on this image, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna animate this image. We're gonna animate the image with some people. These people are gonna come out from either left or right, or appear and disappear, and we're gonna change then the background of the slide, and then we're gonna put different people, and like that. I think that way is a small slider. It doesn't have a lot of animation. It might have some text. I don't know about that yet, but I want to keep the memory low. I don't want to make something too complicated so it can load quicker. So I'm gonna work, let's work on the first layer, the background image of the wall. So what you want to do is get an image of any wall, and you want to resize it, and you want to resize it to, and I'm gonna use this one that I already have open, and the image size is gonna be 1240 for the width by 350, and the resolution you can leave it at 300. I want a good resolution. Everything is on 300 on this image. So I need to put images of Pia by Art. Her work. Her work is this one, the middle one, and the one on the right. These two don't belong to her. So that's very easy to do. Once you have all your images ready, if you went through the photography part of it, you're gonna have to get all the images ready. And once you have them saved, all you have to do is just open an image. I'm gonna use the images that we're doing for the limited edition. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna use the blue cat image, this one. If you have an image, you can put the image directly on another image by dragging it like this. Okay, this is a high resolution image for limited edition, so we have to resize it. I'm gonna transform and scale. Hold shift, and I'm gonna put this image inside this picture frame. Now the picture frame, I'm also you can get that anyway. You can look around and get a picture frame and add the picture frame. Here you might have to go in and play with the size, and you might have to go up to the pixel. It's always good to go all the way into the pixel, that way you know these pictures the pictures look a little bit pixelated. We might be able to fix that. I just saw a tutorial on how to do that. Boom, and there it goes. That looks great. Okay, so we have p-art, p-art, p-art. We need another one here. I'm gonna open another image. I like this one of Audrey, the actress. That looks so sharp. That is a sharp image. It's awesome. I'm gonna put the Audrey right here where my sunflower is, and I'm gonna do an image scale, hold shift, alright, so I'm gonna go into the pixel. I wanna make sure I'm in the right square. These frames, I'm not crazy about them, but it's a neutral color. I mean, it's like a brown. It's not a gold frame. I think if I went over and made them look like gold, they will look better. But we have a white background, so I don't know how that would look. Alright, so the pictures for the slider are ready. I'm gonna save this. So once you have your background image ready and the size is ready, and it's the size of the slider, 1:40 by 350, it's a 300 dpi, it's an image 1.24 megs. It's not a big deal, it's not that big. We have side compression and everything, so it should load up quick. Now I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna save it as a new image. This is gonna go on the folder for the website. Be very organized. I'm gonna put it in the slider art by Pia back slider, sort of the reference for background slider. And here where it says Photoshop, if you turn it into a JPEG, it should convert the file to a JPEG, which means that it's gonna flatten the image, and you can see here layer 1 is just one layer. Okay, the image was saved. Now the original layer is it has 2 layers. The file has 2 layers because we put 2 layers, but you can have more layers depending how many images you had. You need to flatten the image if you're not gonna work with this image anymore. You're not gonna edit it. I would leave it like this if I need to edit it. Okay, so I'm gonna also save PSD Photoshop file in the folder of the website, art by Pia slider, and I'm gonna save a PSD this in case I need to work on it later. It doesn't mean it's gonna be uploaded to the site. It won't be uploaded to the site. This image, it's 1.24, but we're gonna upload the JPEG. The JPEG should be smaller. And if we open the JPEG, Here's the Photoshop file. Here's the JPEG image size. It says that it's 124, but it's not, because it does get compressed in the site. Alright, so I'm gonna go to Art by Pia, and I want to change this slider right now. I'm gonna click, I'm logged in. I'm gonna go to Slider Revolution, which is at the top, Home. This is a shortcut. I want to see how this image looks. Okay, so here I'm on slide. Okay, I'm on the right slide. So I'm gonna click here in Media Library. This picture is selected. So what I want to do is I'm going to delete permanently because I don't need it. I'm also gonna delete these other images permanently. I don't want to keep any images that I'm not using on the website to save memory space. Okay, there's no files. It's a brand new site. I'm gonna upload the JPEG. Okay, and here it says that it's 286 kbytes and not 1.2 megabytes, right? Like I said before. On the title, I'm gonna put Art by Pia, and on the alt text, I'm gonna put Fine Art. This is so people that can't see or with disabilities will know what the image is about. And here's the image. It's all the way to the end. So what I want to do first, I want to save it and I want to see how it looks on the site. And there it is. Okay. I'm looking at the image in a 32-inch TV monitor, so it looks a lot bigger here than a laptop. And the images, they don't look very sharp, but that's okay because most people use a laptop. They don't use a 32 or even a 40-inch monitor to look at websites. They use a monitor and their phone, and we don't want to keep the size too big. Now this is the slider. It adds a shadow up here automatically. You can take that off if you don't like it. I think it adds a little bit of realism to the wall. It's not so just white and flat. So now I want to bring the slider up. I want to fix this padding here. I'm gonna go to edit the page. Okay, and here in the, I believe in the container here, it's either here or here. I'm gonna check first the container of where the slider is in. Okay, here we go. Here we have some padding. Here we have some CSS classes and IDs. I'm not gonna go into any of that yet. Alright, here on the padding, on the top padding, I'm gonna put 0 pixels, and on the top margin I'm also gonna put 0 pixels, and I'm gonna put 0 across the board just to reset everything and leave it on 0. We'll update it, we'll save it, see how it looks, and that's the best way to find out. Save it, let's update it. Alright, and that, did it work or not? No, I don't think it worked. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Let's go back to edit the page. I'm gonna take a look at the other side. We have the slider all the way at the top, and we want to edit the page. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the container. Okay, the padding wasn't here. There's nothing here for padding. We didn't put any animation. Nothing on the sign. Nothing under general. Okay, let's go to the container where let's see here, general, nothing, nothing, nothing. Alright, I'm gonna pause this video for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Alright, the padding we're trying to fix to raise the slider to this line of the menu. Somewhere there is some padding. So one way to do this is to going through the theme options. I looked into this during the break, and on the theme options you have to go to your theme, the theme that you have, and then you go to layout of your theme, and you should have here some page content padding. Now I checked this padding with the padding of my other site, and it's the same. Then it's the second step that you can do to check, since that's the same that the other one, that's not where the setting is. Now I'm going to check another setting, that is that you can go to the page. You're gonna go to the page, you're gonna edit the page, right? Okay, and you're gonna go all the way down, and you're gonna have some options here, Fusion page options. These are some options that come up now. It says Fusion page options, so I assume it comes with the Aveda theme. Maybe it'll say something under the name of your theme, what the options are. Maybe the options are somewhere else, but anyways, I found here a page option. Here is set to 20 pixels if empty, so I'm gonna put here 0 pixels for the page content padding, and this is for the top and also for the bottom. 100% with padding. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm not gonna disable the image. I just want to change the padding, and let's see if that works. I'm gonna update this, but before I update this, I'm going to undo this one. I'm gonna delete all this. It's not supposed to be there. Might cause a conflict. So okay, so I deleted this one. Actually, it didn't. This one doesn't have anything. Okay. Alright, so updated that. Let's see if that took care of the padding. Okay, go back to the site. Okay, it doesn't look like the image went up. The border is there. Let me go back and check that again. Slider type, revolution. See, these other options might be messing with the position. Oh, here's the fallback frame. I was looking for this. Alright, so we have the slider, we have the page, we put 0 padding. Display header, I believe that's for the menu. That means menu, display the menu. Footer, we don't care about that. No sidebar. Background. Page title bar. Always hide it. I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna delete the catch. When you do an update and nothing happens, you wanna delete the catch. You could do the update 10 million times and nothing's never gonna happen, because the browsing is loading the older version. And there we go. Now it's at the top, it has a shadow. For some reason it made 2 of them. We'll look into that. Let's go back to the page. The padding work. Alright, let's go back to the page. We have one revolution slider, and here is another revolution slider, alias homepage. Okay, so this was assigned via page options, and this was the original. Now let me see if any of them have an error. They both look the same. I'm gonna leave the one that is assigned by the page options, because I can edit the slider. It gives me the option right there to go in, kind of like that. I'm gonna delete this one, And again, I'm gonna update. And you wanna dump the catch. Delete the catch. Go back to the site. And there it is. There's your backdrop with the artwork. Now this image looks a lot better than just a flat picture, a white rectangle. It doesn't have lights like I wanted, but that's okay. We can get a picture later when I have more time. For now it will do. So I'm gonna add some animations. I'm gonna pause the video to get the files, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So what I did here is I have another frame. I did another frame. I just changed the pictures. So I'm only gonna do 2 frames. I'm gonna save this frame as a JPEG, and this one is gonna be a slide frame 2. Slider frame 2. I'm gonna save it. So now I'm gonna go to the site. I'm gonna go to the slider revolution. And I'm gonna click on the slider. I'm gonna add a slide. Then you have to click add blank slide to add the slide, and then go here, down here, and click main background image, and then media library, and then you want to upload that file, which is slider frame 2. I'm gonna put for the alt text fine art slider. Okay, so now we have 2 images. According to our settings and the animation, the slides have to change every 5 seconds. So I'm gonna save the slide. It should update the site, but before I do that, we are going to dump the catch. I saved the slide, the second slide. So now I'm gonna dump the catch anytime today. Okay, there it is. Delete the catch. So now we're gonna go to the site, and the slider should change image after 5 seconds. There we go. And it should change after 5 seconds because it's a loop. Now if you notice, the Audrey stays there. She doesn't go anywhere. I like that picture there. One of my favorites. Alright, so now that we have the 2 slides looped together, you can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5. Don't have too many. It's gonna maybe slow down the site. It's gonna be too much of a slider, too big. Alright, so now I want to add some people here to the slider, like I have on this picture, like this. And these people are gonna kind of like they're gonna fade in and out of the slide. I think that's the best way to do this. So I'm gonna pause the video and get the files ready, and I will explain and show you how to do this. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I'm gonna add people to this slide. Right now I have some people here and I have a slide. Now this slide I already have these people, and these people already have an opacity of 82%, and I'm very happy with that opacity because you can see the artwork behind, but you can see the people stand out too. So I'm gonna use this frame as a size example. So I'm gonna look at the other files. Okay, this one I have. I'm gonna close that. This one I have. I'm gonna close that. This one I don't have. So this one is already a PNG. You can see the squares in the back around her silhouette. There is a checkboard. That means that this is a PNG. I can drag it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drag it here, and obviously it's too big, so I'm gonna go edit, transform, scale, and I'm gonna scale her down. We can make her a little bit thicker, not too thick, I guess. Okay, all right, there we go. There we have her. And on this image I'm gonna lower the opacity. They all have to be the same, to 82. Okay, and there we go, and there she is. And you can put it next to the other people. Okay, she's a tall woman. She is. Maybe she looks better a little bit thinner. Let me fix that. Yeah. And a little shorter. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to pick this image here, and what I want to do is I want to select this woman. I'm going to delete her. I'm going to deselect the marching ants, and there is a file, and what I want to do is I want to see what size this is. Okay, it's 191 pixels by 810. It's 151 kilobytes. I'm gonna drag in any of these people, because these are the files that we're gonna upload to the site. Okay, as you can see, it's a little bit big, so we need to crop this. I'm gonna crop this. Let me see if this is gonna work. Yes, it can. Okay, so I'm gonna crop this like so, because I want to save this file. We're gonna upload PNGs to the slider, and they have to be cropped to the edge. Okay, to the edge. Get it right on the edge. The cropping tool knows where when it hits the pixel. Okay, right to the edge from both sides. That's why the file was like that. Okay, just make sure it's right to the edge. Boom, like that. And there you have the transparency. So now we want to save this as a PNG. We're going to save this on our website folder under slider home, and then this is going to be a PNG, and the PNG is where the hell is the PNG? There it is, PNG PNS dot PNG. Okay, PNG, and we're gonna name it, you can put here person 1 or people. PNG. There we go. Just say okay. Don't click any of this. Okay. So now I was here in this file. I'm gonna click step back. I want to get the background file back. I'm gonna delete the woman, take her out, and I'm gonna put this couple. Okay, it's this 3. Okay, I'm gonna put these 3 here. And this 3, we have a little problem that the background is a little bit smaller. So let's see if we can fix that. The canvas size, let's put 2 and 6. The width 2 and the height 6. Okay, there we go. Now it's bigger. Now what we want to do is crop this. We are going to crop these kids right to the edge of the top, bottom, left and right. Now since we're doing the resizing here in Photoshop, we might not even have to edit anything when we make the slider or when we add this to the slide. I happen to be that good that sometimes everything just fits perfectly. Alright, I'm gonna save this. Again, we're gonna go to the folder of the site that you made, make a folder, slider home. This is gonna be a PNG. This is gonna be person, and we're gonna give it a number 2, PNG, save, boom, there it is. Then we are gonna take these people out. We are gonna hit step back, actually a step back again, then take the people out. Alright, so we did these girls, we did her, let's do this couple. One moment guys, I'll be right back. I think I have a special delivery here. Alright guys, I'm back. So we're gonna do this couple now. Okay, now we did the size inside the main image of the slider, so this should be okay, should work. So I'm gonna crop this one, and like I said, crop it to the edge. Alright, and we are going to save this one as a PNG on your folder for the website, for the slider home, PNG. This is gonna be person number 3, PNG. Okay, now we're gonna hit the back button and take these people out. Alright, now that we took the people out, I think I have one more customer. This one. Okay, I kept this one because in case you have a file like this and you don't know how to cut them out, I wanted you to see how we do this. So you have a file like this that you found in Google or Yahoo, and you want to turn this into a PNG, so you got to take the background out. So what we are going to do is we're going to select the background with the magic wand, and then you're going to click delete, and now you have the checkboard. So now all you do is press Ctrl D to deselect. Now we're gonna press the magic one again, and we're gonna click on the black, and we should have this file like a PNG. So now we're gonna pick the background again. We are going to drag this guy with his kids. He's too big. You can make them bigger and kind of like put them in the side, like kind of they're walking towards, you know, this would give this some more depth in terms of what's in front and what, but you don't need to do that. You can spread them around. I think they'll be better spread around than if they're all coming like a pack of people. So because yeah, we can, I mean, the slider can let you do all kinds of things. See, this way they're all in front. This one is here, he's watching at that, but she's pointing at that. Then her, maybe she can be like here. Okay, and him, we're gonna put them next to them, and we're gonna resize them. Scale. Maybe that's her mommy. Alright, so now we're gonna put here on the opacity for that frame. It's gonna be 82. There we have it. 82. Okay, and there we have it. We have a small group, but that's okay. We don't want to overcrowd the gallery space with people. So now let's save this guy with his little girl. The video is 58 minutes. And I think I lost one of my files here. That's okay. I'm gonna open person 3. And I'm gonna delete, if I can, I'm just gonna move her down. Let me see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna pull this guy into this one. Let me see if it fits. right on the edge. They're the same height. Alright, so I'm gonna save this one as PNG slider home person 4. Okay, so you have 2 slides. You can make 2, 3, 4, or 5, then create the PNGs for the people, and that's all you need. I'm gonna pause the video for a second to get ready to start uploading the files. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So we have a slider with 2 slides and 10 paintings. So I'm gonna go to the slider revolution. I'm gonna go in through the dashboard. I'm gonna go into the slider revolution right here under slider revolution. I'm gonna click on the slider that we made. You can have an unlimited amount of sliders. So we're gonna click on the first slide, and it's time to add some people. Now we did the sizes on Photoshop in the image itself, so that way we wouldn't have to resize them here, but we might have to resize them here, we don't know. So I'm gonna add a ledger. We're gonna add a ledger, and then I'm gonna click image, and I'm gonna upload a file. Now I got my files already named person 1, person 2, person 3, and 4. So I'm gonna add person 1. I'm gonna put it in the alt text gallery visitor. And there she is, and the size is right on the money because we did the size. And I'm gonna put her around there. Let's bring another one. The size is right on the money because we did the size on the image in Photoshop. That's why Photoshop is so helpful in getting this thing sized up the right way. This is a group. Group visitors. It really doesn't matter. I'll have your CEO. You can always edit them. I'm gonna add that there. I'm gonna move the slider to the right. There is a bar here. It's hard to see because it's gray, but you can move the slider. It doesn't fit completely in your image. You can press Control minus, go down a little bit in size. You can go down to 80%. It should fit. I'm on a 32-inch monitor, maybe that's why, but you always want to work at 100% because it will not load properly sometimes on the browser. Okay, this is 3. Visitor couple. I'm being more descriptive. I'm gonna move them here, and we have one more. The little girl. That's the thing. They have to be not walking on the wall, but you know what I mean. They're close to the wall. She looks like she's right next. Okay, something like this for now. I gotta end this video. So a quick animation. We are gonna click on the first one here to the left. We're gonna click on animation and we're gonna click fade in, and then fade out, automatic reverse. Same thing for her. Automatic reverse, fade in, automatic reverse, fade in, automatic reverse. Now these are all the slides of the people. Okay, so we are going to move, it doesn't matter which one, the first one a little bit to the right, and then this a little bit to the right, and this one a little bit to the right, and then a little bit to the right, and then we're gonna move these inside the box right to the edge. This is where you edit the animation, the timing of the frames, and now we're gonna click play, and that's what happens. Some people show up first, some people show up later. You can do it the same way for them to disappear. So we go to the animation and we go, okay, this one is gonna disappear first. I mean after, earlier. So this way they disappear, they appear and disappear before the slide changes. That gives a slide some kind of animation and movement before it changes. Alright, we're gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna end the video, and you can play with these settings, and you can play with PNGs. You can make your pictures of the artwork PNGs and have them move around, like appear and disappear. I mean, we can make all the pictures PNG and have an animation that the artwork appears first and then the people show up. You can do different size people and make them look like they're coming from the middle into the gallery at different sizes, so you give a little bit of depth to the background. I'm gonna maybe make a sample on my next video on how to play with the slider, but here we have this. So what I want to do is I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do to the other slide. I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, and I'm back, and I have moved the people around on the second slide, did the fade in for the animation for every PNG. Fade in, automatic reverse, it's gonna fade out. You can do either way, fade out or fade in. You can see here when you add layers, you can add images, you can add, I'm gonna add some audio next. I have to see how that's gonna work. You can add video, a button, I have done that. You can add shapes, objects, you can import things. This slider has a lot of stuff. Just make sure you save it by clicking save slide. Every time you work on a slide, before you move on to the next slide, save the slide. If you move to another slide, it's not gonna save the slide and you're gonna lose everything. So now we're gonna do super catch. We're gonna delete the super catch, the catch, and now we're gonna go to the side. And there you have it. So it should change slides, it should change people. The people are in different places. Now here I think that looks smaller. Oh, I see what's wrong. We changed the resolution. So always be at 100. Always be at 100%, not 110, and not 100 and not 90. Be at 100% because this is the right size. It will give you the right size of the site, the resolution of the site. And the slide is changing. Then the people start popping in and out, and then the slide changes, and then the people start popping in and out. That's how you keep the slide completely moving through different elements. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.